Go, go, baby. We're back. Jets 55. Here we are. Excited as always. It's like a little repetitive, but we are thrilled. We're excited. We're glad to be back, Philly boy. It became Jets 55 because we had said we'd been watching the Jets for 55 years. It should be Jets 57 now, but you know what? Let's keep it easy. The Jets 55. Hey, buddy, I'm starting us off. All right.
All
It
right.
seems a little repeat of last year, how excited we're getting. But I'll tell you right now, the best March that the Jets ever have, the free agency, the acquisitions, they didn't break the bank. But I'm gonna tell you right now, and this is my statement for this little Jets 55 we're doing. Welcome back, everybody. Is that of all the things they did, the draft, the free agents, the undrafted, everything they did, my happiest moment when I saw Tyrod Taylor. Always been a fan of Tyrod Taylor. The guy plays, he gets results. If he was here last year, it would have been a different story. We're not all angry about that. They said last year that Zach is a reclamation project. If he is a reclamation project, he never should have been number two. Okay.
Right.
So if you have Tyrod Taylor-esque quarterback last year, we're definitely making the playoffs. We're getting a shot. You're being a lot more competitive. We're getting a lot better than 7-10. Okay. So
Yeah.
I am just so excited about everything they did. Free agency. To me, the draft was like found money. Okay. They did everything they had to do. They backed up the line. Not only did they get back up the line, they took care of the future. They got that receiver who looks like he's like lightning in a bottle. They got two animal running backs, which I'm thrilled about because if Brees goes down, we don't have to all go, oh my God, Izzy, wake up. You better show them something. Brees and Izzy, kind of the same. The two backs they drafted, big and strong. They're the same big boys. So I say maybe all four make the team or one is on the practice squad, like you said, Philly boy. But I am excited. Seems like a little bit of kind of reminds you of last year. But if Rodgers goes down, okay, we hope not. I want him to stand. If he goes down, we got a serviceable quarterback who will win us games if the worst scenario happens. P.S. Love the kid from Florida State. That kid, if he finished that season, he definitely at worst goes in the second round. I
Yeah.
think because competitor, he's a great find, and I think he's gonna have
And he
plenty
can
of
move. He
time,
can move around too. So yeah.
and he's gonna have plenty of time to learn from both of them. He might be like the athleticism. He's obviously a Tyrod Taylor type, but he's gonna have to be able to learn from both of them.
It'll be good for him
And
to be around
let,
him. He's around him now.
what's that?
We'll see. He'll be around Tyrod Taylor. So he'll watch him close how it's gonna be. It's a good fit. It really is, yeah. So well,
That's it. That's me. I started off Philly boy. I'm done.
you finished, right? Yeah, obviously this is a little free form because it's been a while, and it's good to see we're still kicking. No, but one thing about calling the Jets 55, because Vinny, time stands still with us. We're Jet fans. It doesn't move ahead. It's not 56, 7, 8. It's 55. Let it stay there until they win the damn thing, like let's get it done. But I 100% agree. I mean, last year, what you heard the ridiculous owner, what did he say? Oh, we didn't have a real backup quarterback last year. We were saying before that, we knew that if Zach Wilson was going to be the guy that was going to watch, he shouldn't have been on the roster. So saying it after the fact is all that guy's good for. So we say things before. And what I think you just said is a before saying that's dead on. Tyrod Taylor, if he needs to come in for an extended period, we'll be fine because they're adjusting their game now so that if Aaron Rodgers can't do his thing, they still should be able to win because they have a great defense. Okay. And think of it this way. Okay. You just mentioned the two backs, right? What's his name? Isaiah something. Isaiah Davis is the other guy, and Braylon Allen, right? These two guys, okay, they're A-gap runners. So now you have Titman, you have Simpson, you have AVT. So your A-gap, each side, right, for people who don't know, of your center is beef, it's strong, it's good, solid football players. And now if you throw two massive backs through there, you're going to pick up the short yardage. You're going to go more, I'm not going to say ground and pound, like Rex used to say. But if you need the short yardage, you're not relying on Aaron Rodgers to always pick it up. You bring one of these guys in, so if it's Tyrod Taylor back there, you could pick up that yardage now. So they've made some adjustments, I think, or about to in their game plan, so that if something does happen to him, they could still be successful. And I think that's the key that they learned from last year. And you're right, the draft 100% addresses that. Those two running backs and the quarterback, who's just really gonna watch now. But don't forget, I love that receiver. They just had Sports Illustrated said, oh, they had a mediocre draft, okay, a couple of days ago. So today, ESPN puts their top 100 picks out for the draft. Jets have 3 in the top 100, right? They got Olu is number 21. This guy Malachi Corley, 86, and then the quarterback, 99. So
Yeah.
under the draft with their future guys. Quality,
Well,
So
listen, that's NFL Network gave them one of the highest grades at Jets draft.
yeah,
Bottom line is this, you mentioned the A gap, and it was interesting because Sal was talking about the Wisconsin kid. Sometimes he likes to try to run funny, like he shoots out, which is fine. You can shoot out. They want him. They want the physical part. They want the pound it, man, pound it. Really just hit that A gap. And what's interesting is when you look at the left tackle and right tackle, for tackles, those men are big.
oh my
Like
God.
Smith, big man, and there's a thickness to them. Moses obviously has a thickness. So you not only got 3 in the middle, you got big, thick guys. Now let me say this though before we continue.
No, yeah.
And people who watch us, do us a favor. Just tell one friend about us and one friend about us. Because what I want to do is I want to start a petition, and I'm not joking. Okay, help me with this. All right, watch our show, watch our podcast, get some friends to watch it, ask friends of friends. We got to get a petition. Can't have Woody sell the team. We got to have a petition that Woody goes off to the side and Chris Johnson takes over. Because when the things were done, the good things that were done to start this thing with Douglas and Salah and the scouts, that was all Chris Johnson.
Yeah.
Woody is an embarrassment. To get on the phone with the draft people with that cap, wearing a suit with that disgusting. I know I love a Jets cap.
Looks like an idiot.
Don't wear a cap. I just can't take it. And he's like, "We love you. What do we love you? What are you saying? You're a clown. You're a buffoon. You're embarrassing. There's got to be a petition to get him away."
Yeah.
Now, as a joke, those of you who watch Kill Bill 2 and like Quentin Tarantino, there's a scene in a ball where the guy tells the bouncer, "What's with that effing hat? I can't stand that effing hat." How many times have I told you? And every time I see Woody Johnson, I think of that scene because I want to tell him, shout out, get that cap off. You look like a fool. You look like a buffoon. You're a clown. You don't tell players, "We love you." You say, "Hey, listen, we were looking at you. We were checking you out. We were checking your stats out. We were looking at your career. We're glad to have you. You fit the mold. Welcome aboard." Not, "We love you."
He
I just
answered
can't
the phone.
take it anymore.
The guy says, "Who's this?" He says, "It's Woody Johnson, the New York Jets." I'm like, okay, you have to say who you are and where you're from. Just say it's Woody. They should know. He's just such a loser that it's like, it's Vin Lupreto from New Jersey. It's Phil Falcone from, it's like, you own a team. You stepped in shit your whole life. You've done nothing. I don't care. He is a zero.
It was his brother. It was his brother when he was in England. And one of my saddest days of a Jets fan, one of the saddest days of my life as a Jets fan. It's in the top 5, and there's a lot of misery out there with playoff losses. But as a Jets fan, one of my saddest days is when that team, they wouldn't let Woody buy the soccer team, and he came back because the best thing that happened, Chris Johnson had the guts after the draft, realizing what a bad draft it was, got rid of the GM after the draft, brought in Douglas, who brought in Salah, who changed the whole atmosphere. Now, listen, I've been saying it. JD, he's done 1,000 things right. He did one thing wrong, and he effed up in the quarterback, and he did, not Salah. He did one thing wrong, and that one thing wrong destroyed all the 1,000 good things he did. Okay?
Yeah, and
But I got to tell you, it was Chris Johnson who got the ball rolling, who had communicated. He's a mature, speaks well, eloquent, everything. He's the full package. And we got this anorexic looking, emaciated face with the cap.
He's an idiot. Yeah.
Ugh,
Well,
I
look,
can't. I can't.
if you look at statistics, very few top picks as quarterback really make it, are really big winners, you know? So that was a bad move. We said it then. Why pick him so high, that guy? You know, maybe in the
But
second
it wasn't the move. It was that
being
you
better,
gave him a year,
you know?
right? You gave him a year. And then in the second year, he's replaced by a third stringer. Game over, man. Game over.
Yeah, no,
And he should have never been even around in the third year. Okay. Game over. When you have a guy, and everybody says, well, it's the way the Jets do it. It's the program, it's the different offensive coordinators, the poor kid. Every time someone came in to replace him, whoever replaced him, Mike White, that other quarterback Johnson, whoever replaced him would be lighting it up. Even Stregler's name was Strevler, whatever. Yeah, sorry. When he came in, even that game against Jacksonville, he couldn't do anything. Zach, and then the third stringer comes in. He's moving them up and down the field. They didn't wind up winning it, but he's moving them up and down the field. How they didn't realize this, but listen, it's past. He's gone. Thank goodness.
His problem now.
But I got to tell you, it just that was on Douglas. Salah was forced to digest that pill. Okay, but that was on Douglas, and he kept him here. And I love Douglas. I hope him and Salah have a long run, many Super Bowl victories. This is what we're looking for. This is what we're praying. One of the guys, a great Jets fan, this guy named John, who works with my wife, actually got a thick Jets tattoo with the new logo.
Oh, really?
My thing is, said when the day the Jets win a Super Bowl is I get a tattoo.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Now I didn't get
I
69
like
because I was
the
old.
old logo because this is a new old logo from the Cleco. Yeah, I like the old which they've been using. So now if they got to change it up, Parcells changed it back to the old one when he was here. Back then to the old original uniforms that we've had, like Joe behind me right there. Which we've been watching in recent years. But now they want to go back to something different, shake it up, let them think it's new. What's old is new again. Great, it's all good. I don't care.
Absolutely. I always liked that. I like the original logo. I always liked that logo when it came out. So this is good for me. Maybe it changes the vibe. Kismet.
Okay.
This guy, John, at my wife's school, got the big tic tattoo on his forearm. He's saying, I'm changing the vibe, man.
Yeah.
And this guy, I think he's younger than me, but he's not a teenager. And he's like, I'm changing the vibe.
Listen, man.
So
what they've done right now is they've created now an environment of not just hope, but of excitement. Because now you don't have that doubt and stain of the Zach Wilson thing anymore. He's going to go to Denver and, they're going to make like John Elway and Peyton Manning. They take shots at screw both of them. Peyton and Eli, what's his name? Elway was going to go play baseball. He forces a trade. He's a selfish idiot, So go ahead. You're going to go, I don't want to play for the Colts. I want to play for Denver, or I'll go play baseball for the Yankees, And his brother Eli, I'm not going to play for the Giants. I'm going to play for the Giants. I know Peyton didn't really do that, but these are all selfish guys. They're all, look, great quarterbacks. Don't get me wrong, but I don't really care what you think about, this poor kid. Oh, I think he had 3 different coordinators in the time he was there. No, he didn't. He had one guy for 2 years in a row, and he sucked ass. He had, what was the first guy? LaFleur, right? He was there, and he was terrible. And then the third year, he had Hackett, and it wasn't supposed to be him anyway. So he didn't really have a second-year coordinator because it wasn't designed for him. He should go in and play the friggin' game. It's like, guys, I don't care.
Peyton Manning is going to talk. What happened is Peyton Manning wasn't watching as every backup came in for the Jets and would pretty much light it up. Okay? Peyton Manning didn't see any of that.
He wants to make fun of them. They're an easy target. Go ahead, He made fun of them on TV, go ahead, And I don't dislike him. He's a funny guy. But it's like, stay out of this party. You don't know what's going on here. You got your new guy there. he's going to be a bench warmer. They're going to play Knicks, right? They're not going to play this guy. He's going to be there in case Bo Nix gets hurt, right? Gets nicked, right? Zach Wilson isn't going to be their starter. So shut the hell up. And now John Franklin Myers goes over there. Oh, they lowballed him. So the Broncos, they got take the cast-offs and get the guys that they don't want. I love it, because they've replaced these guys with what they think this year will get them to the level they need to go to. And if you have there, you have Brees Hall, you have these guys that they're building the building blocks for this year and next, because this year and next, you have a lot of guys, starting with the quarterback, to get it done. And 2 years in football is an eternity. So go get it done.
Right. It is.
It's just
And the thing is, listen, and it comes down to wins, and they don't have them, so they're an easy target. But you know what? When Zealous came on board and Salah, people forget free agency guys didn't want to come to the Jets. No one wanted to come to the Jets. I know it's about money. These guys didn't want to. No one wanted to come to the Jets. Last time I wanted to come to the Jets was with Rex Ryan, when guys really wanted to come. Guys want to come to the Jets. Listen, all you needed to see was that first draft pick. He's sitting there in his house. He must have 60, 70, 80 people in that room, a flood of people.
Beautiful, yeah.
He gets on the phone. He's leaning forward. Nobody knows who he's talking to. Obviously, they don't know what team called.
He's talking to Woody Johnson there, saying, right?
Yeah, they didn't hear. I love you.
Yeah.
God, such an idiot, man.
Douglas
He's on the phone. He's on the phone. Hangs up the phone. Sits back. Has this big smile, and goes, "New York Jets." And the room exploded.
Yeah.
That was an explosion. Now I understand like Ruckett last year, because he's a Long Island kid and his parents are a Long Island family, are Long Island folks, and they happen to be Jets fans, right? Yeah, I can understand that. That was an explosion. But to see these people who don't really know about the Jets, but know from probably what he says about the Jets and what it meant to him, that room exploded, man. And that was so cool to see.
He's thrilled because he's going to be underneath learning, not underneath, behind Smith, Tyron, right? Who, when he signed, right? When he came into the league, that was the guy who was the standard. And when he was a kid, that's who we looked up to. That's who we wanted to be. So now this guy's going to be playing right next to him, or learning from him.
How happy is he to be playing with the guy, learning from the guy who he wanted to be like, who he's kind of put his play to that kind of pattern and everything, and that kind of the way he does things, not to be literally with the guy.
He's thrilled. He's over the moon to be there, and then to have Aaron Rodgers back there too. So you got guys that this guy, by getting him, see what you said is important, because that move, along with Malachi, is for the next 5 years. It's not just this year. It's for the next 5 years. You got Garrett Wilson for 3. You got Brees for this year and next. And you got, who's the other guy for this year and next? The Sauce, So you got a few guys that you got to get it done now, right? And AVT, they just, made sure they took the extra year for him. They took the 5th-year option. So they create stability now for next year. So if this year you've got Moses, you got Simpson, they signed for 2 years. You got Tippmann, you got AVT now for a couple of years. And now you got Tyron Smith, but you got Olu ready to come in. You got Morgan Moses, and you got those other guys, Max Mitchell, whatever. But the point is, you Carter Warren, you fixed what was ailing you, man. They fixed that whole line, and they're building it not just for now, but for the future, and with the young receiver to go with it. So I love it. It's a two-pronged.
It's definitely, and what I love too is 3 guys were saying ABT to the guards sent to Tippmann. What's the guy from the Ravens? Simpson, his name?
Simpson, yeah.
What do you call it? Those 3 guys, young. The guy from the Ravens is still young. So now when Smith leaves, he steps right in, right? Young. So that 4 portion, Moses, he's not that young, but you got 4 young guys on the offensive line that you can really build a strong foundation. in the next couple of years. Really, those four guys, if those four guys think about it, can give you 6, 7, 8 years together. Wow. I mean, I know it's
You got to re-sign guys. But what I love is that
Yeah.
you got guys in the right positions now. You got
Right.
Tippmann playing center. You got Simpson, who was with the Ravens. He opened holes for Lamar Jackson. The Ravens almost went to the fucking Super Bowl. So this is a good line that they took two guys from, Moses and Simpson, right? Now they're not long-term solutions. Neither is Tyrod Smith. If they come in and give you what they're supposed to give you, even for half a year or a good part of the year, you get to the playoffs. Well, by mid-year, you maybe could put a guy like Olu in. You could put Carter Warren in to contribute, you know? The drop-off isn't as disgusting, you know? So I'm just excited that that part of it and the power backs, Brees Hall, forget it, you know? He's got something to prove. He's pissed. You know, he really wants to show the world he's number one. You know, Garrett Wilson now got Mike Williams, you know, and they're not done. You know, you said you think Lazard is gonna come back to life now with
Well, I was going to say I had three final things I wanted to say for me. One, the dark horse to me is Lazard. All right. He had played in the beginning kind of decent ball, and then he faded fast. I think he's a tall, athletic guy. He adds another dimension. I think he's going to surprise
He's
people.
getting open. He's just dropping balls. You know, think about that. He
My,
dropped a lot of balls.
I
He's
just
getting open. So
I think it's going to be different. So that's my dark horse. People, don't worry about not getting Bowers. I'm a huge Conklin fan, but I'm a huge Ruckert fan. Now,
look,
Ruckert, well, he didn't catch a lot of balls at Ohio State. He didn't catch a lot of balls at Ohio State because there were 3 first-round wide receivers on a team with him. But when his number was called, and he's a better blocker than Bowers, he's bigger, stronger, more powerful. Huge fan of what do you call Ruckert. And the last thing is, I would love to get. I'm not joking. Get the word out there, friends of friends. I'll
he'll
go
be
get a
dead.
petition.
Second.
Less Woody, more Chris Johnson. I
Oh yeah,
just can't
yeah.
stand that effing cap. And that's me. That's
100%.
me.
And we've been saying this about him forever. He's the worst. We thought Leon Hess was bad. I want to win now, but he's nothing. This guy, look, I don't care that he looks like, oh, they're spending, they're doing what they have to do. He's a meddler. He doesn't know football. He never did, and he should just walk away and be quiet. He has never built a winner, and he meddles. He gets in there, he tells them what to do, and you could see he's not a football guy. Let the football guys run the show. To his credit this year, it seems like they did. But Zach Wilson, you know, Tim Tebow years ago, he's got his fingerprints on a lot of stuff that, you know, set them up for failure for a while. Just stay the hell out of it.
Well,
But
if
but
you look at it, yeah, go ahead.
no,
Finish. I'm sorry.
I was
Go.
just I want them to sign Odell Beckham Jr. because I think if they get him in there for that 1 year and already let's go because last year too enough already get him in there.
Do it
You
already. Do it
Mike
already.
Williams and you know Garrett Wilson. I mean Jesus, you know, it should be unbelievable then. You know.
Well, the last year it's all about when the season ended and he was not this past one, the one before that. And you can just see he can't even be a good poker player. Because right away, we need an old veteran quarterback, a really good like he just laid his cards on the table. So
Sure.
any kind of strategy Douglas or Salah could use, he pretty much blew it up. So in spite of Woody Johnson, we got Rodgers, and obviously you know what happened, but in spite of Woody Johnson, but he just right off the bat, that Leon has, I want to win now, and there's the Kotek sitting there looking like a deer in the headlights. Guy looks
Really,
terrified.
really, it really shows you how good Douglas is to have to deal with that and the job they've done.
He
So
had to work around Big Mouth with the cap, that effing cap. He had to work around him, with his just blurting everything out, just throwing out all the family's laundry, the dirty laundry, all the skeletons in the closets, just throwing them out there, letting everybody know. And Douglas and Sal obviously played a good soldier, and thank God they were able to work around him and get Rodgers. But
the only
let's
thing I have
let's
a
get
problem,
that
the only
petition
thing that's a
going.
question mark for me, yeah, you're right. He's just despite this idiot with the hat, you know. But what I look, they brought the back, the special teams, right? You brought your punter and your kicker back. You had to do that. Zerline and Morse said they were fantastic. They got the old lineman that he needed, right? He did a good job with the draft. They let guys go. They let Franklin Myers go. They let the other guy go, Jefferson, Quentin Jefferson. So that is a gray area if this guy, Javon Kinlaw and Leaky Fotu, are gonna be good replacements for what they lost. But you gotta hope Jermaine Johnson and Hakeem, let's not forget what they went and got from the Eagles, Hassad, I'm sorry, yeah. The lineman, Hassad,
Right.
what the hell's his last name? I'm spacing. Yeah.
I had this is listen, this is us at our best.
Yeah.
We're passionate, we're old, but it means so much to us. Actually, this is my wife's laptop. Her cell phone was ringing while you were talking, so I couldn't even hear you.
No, what I was saying was, who's the guy that they got from the Eagles, the lineman?
Oh,
I
he's
forgot.
incredible.
Yeah, I don't know.
No, I'm gonna say his name wrong. Hey, we're passionate. We love the Jets. We want to win. We want Super Bowls.
I know.
He's gonna be number 7.
I was right, Hassan, but it's Hassan Reddick. I thought it was that, but I don't want to be.
Reddit.
That guy is a monster. So you got him, you got McDonald, you got Jermaine Johnson, right? And you now have these other guys that, Foku, Leaky Foku, you still have Solomon Thomas on the inside, so now you get to see when they replace guys, what they got, what they're gonna do on the defensive side of the ball. And I think it's gonna be really good stuff. I think they're gonna get younger, faster, except for Hassan, he's older, but he's a sack machine, So I really think this is the year that last year you started off by saying the vibe is the same. We're the winners of the offseason. We know that. Okay, But last year was, are we gonna get this guy? Are we gonna get that guy? Okay. This year it was like, okay, and when we least expected it, he made a bunch of moves, boom, 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 done. And now the draft was, he did great, but it's not like the biggest, are they gonna be on Hard Knocks or whatever? Now it's get down to business, do your OTAs, get ready for camp and singular focus. He was running up and down, like the Santa Monica steps is a big thing out in where I am, in LA, like Curtis Martin used to run the steps. Aaron Rodgers was doing that. He was running the steps, the Santa Monica. So he's
better than the dark room.
Yeah, and I'm sure he did. But the guy is, I gotta believe, physically in great shape and recovered enough so that he's not gonna have to scramble or protect him, get these guys open, and he's gonna have choices. He'll make his decisions quick and they'll move the ball, And when you have short yardage to pick up, you got these two power backs, you got beefy, good, solid linemen. And you also got 9-foot tall Rucker there, and Mike Williams. I don't look, they put the pieces together. The only thing missing in my eyes is one more receiver. And I think it's Odell Beckham, and I think they're gonna sign him. Unless he signs already and I didn't pay attention. I don't know, I don't know.
For us, this has been a great podcast. What I want to do is say, let's somehow get a petition started. We got to figure it out. We'll have your son who does our editing, get our email address on there, and people make suggestions. Someone started. I'm very lazy, by the way. Someone started. We'll figure it out. And you know what? This has been fun. This has been exciting. And you know what we'll do? There's going to be a lot of stuff going on with undrafted free agent, undrafted. There's going to be a lot of people he's picking. There's going to be a lot of stuff going on in June when people start cutting people, players. When players get cut, maybe a decent player gets cut because of cap casualty. So I think of some of those thick bodies that we're concerned about. I think Douglas will find a few more. I think he'll find a few more. Like that kind of like the guy we had last year, Woods. Okay, not a Pro Bowler, but a good, consistent player. So I think he'll find them. Well, and let you know what? Let's go Jets, baby. Let's go Jets.
And we'll see as it unfolds how, because last year, Saleh said not in our house. They didn't want Hard Knocks. then they warmed up to it. That was a big distraction last year for them. So this year, they'll be under the cloak, the cone of silence for those Get Smart fans out there, you know. They'll be under the cone of silence, and you don't have the distraction anymore with Zach Wilson. They'll just get down to business. Aaron Rodgers has got something to prove. He's not new anymore. He's there. They all have something to prove. And yeah, Odell Beckham Jr., could he go to the Chiefs or whatever, you know? So it's going to happen soon. He'll either come here or somewhere else. If he doesn't, and it's Lazard, whatever. But look, if Mike Williams is what Mike Williams once was, that is a scary combo too. So I'm excited. I'm thrilled. It's good to be
You made a
back.
good point. It's focused. Great to be back. And you know what? I'm gonna leave us with this and sleep well, Jets fans. Tyrod Taylor. I mean, I know. Listen, I'm gonna. Well, okay, Vinny, relax. But it means a lot. It means a lot. It's night and day from what they did last year. And of all the things they did, I love everything they've done. That's the thing that made me the happiest. But you're the best man. This is
With the
exciting.
Giants last year, with that team, now imagine with what the Jets have, the weapons they have, if he has to come in. I think they'll be in great shape. Yeah, you're right. You know,
I think so. I think so.
yeah.
Well,
Thrilled.
Jet 5, baby.
Yeah.
Let's get things started. It's
All right.
exciting.
Yeah. We're back. We'll and like you said, let your friends know. Let's try to get this going, and we'll make this more.
Anybody watch, tell one friend and then tell that friend to tell one friend. Let's have some fun. And then we're gonna do some as the season go on, we'll do a little question and ask you for participation of you
Some
folks.
giveaways, you know.
Yeah, we'll give away. We got a nice set of pencils, some nice box of number 2 pens.
Yeah, I'll give you the
Give me your address. I'll mail them to you. When are you going on vacation?
my bits of wisdom, you know. Anyway, no, it's good.
All right, buddy boy.
We're on the right track again. So let's get it home.
Right side.
Despite,
JETS.
despite the stupid hatted guy, you know. But anyway, good to be back.
That effing cap. Get rid of that effing.
That's right.
He calls it the Hatties where he calls it a shit kicker. Get that shit kicker cap off.
Yeah.
All right. Love you. Thank you.
They'll do his stuck in the middle with you with Reservoir Dogs, the same guy with the knife. You know, get that hat off to Woody.
Well, oh my God.
Anyway, yeah.
All right. Everybody. All right. Enjoy.
Keep rocking.
Boop.